A volcano that had been sleeping for 400 years has woken up with an almighty bang. When Mount Sinabung in Indonesia erupted, it sent hot ash up to 3 kilometres in the air. Thousands had to be evacuated from their homes. Sarah looks at why volcanoes are still dangerous, even if they've been sleeping for centuries.
It was a sight that no living person had seen before. Pillars of black smoke and ash rising from the crater of Mount Sinabung. The mountain is here on the island of Sumatra in Indonesia. It started rumbling a few weeks ago, and people living nearby had to pack up their things and leave. More than 30,000 people are waiting in evacuation centres until it's safe to go home. They've been given food and water and face masks to protect their lungs from the smoke. There's a smell of sulphur in the air, a bit like rotten eggs. But many are coming to get a better look at this once-in-a-lifetime event. Mount Sinabung hadn't erupted for 400 years. When a volcano's been quiet for that long, it's often described as dormant. But that doesn't mean it isn't dangerous. Here in Naples, in Italy, locals know what it's like to live in the shadow of a sleeping volcano. That hill in the distance is Mount Vesuvius, one of the most famously destructive volcanoes in history. At about this time of year, in 79 AD, it erupted, burying the ancient city of Pompeii. When the hot volcanic ash hardened, it formed a cocoon around the buildings, preserving them for thousands of years. It also formed a mould around people as they died. And today, their casts are an eerie reminder of the volcano's power. But many of the people living here aren't scared.
Absolutely not. We know it's an extinct volcano.
But Vesuvius isn't extinct at all. In fact, it blew just 66 years ago. Lava flowed out and destroyed a village. Luckily, everyone escaped, but no one knows when the next one is coming. Predicting when a volcano will erupt is really tricky. But a good place to start is to look at what it's done in the past and seeing if there's a pattern. Under volcanoes like Vesuvius, there's often a magma chamber, which slowly fills up with molten rock and gas until there's a big explosion which empties the chamber. Then it slowly fills up again. That might take months or hundreds of years or thousands of years, or maybe even longer. So a volcano that's been sleeping for a really long time could just be getting ready for the next big explosion. Scientists reckon that Vesuvius will have a massive eruption about every 2,000 years. So with the last huge one in 79 AD, it could happen again at any time. Around the world, volcanologists are trying to get a better understanding of just how volcanoes work. They study movements in the ground and even look at satellite pictures to watch for physical changes. It's really important work, and not just for Naples. Around the world, hundreds of millions of people live near active volcanoes. Indonesia has more than any other country, and many have the potential to be far more destructive than Mount Sinabung. And just like this eruption, the next big one could take everyone by surprise.